Hi. Hey, y'all. How are you doing? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I am back. Your resident social media troublemaker is back and reporting for duty. How have you guys been? Obviously, we're going to start by looking at a couple of comments. You know why I'm here. Let's open this up. Hi. Thank you. Thank you, Niall. Shout out to you. Always serving. Look, I'm feeling pretty good. And we got ourselves together. We're gonna go out after this. But of course, because I have spent so much time, let me get this done. Ooh, why is it not? Oh, wait a second. It's been so long that the thing has changed. Oh, thank you, MCDK. I am gonna try to do a better job of keeping up with the super chats. I'm so bad at that. I am so freaking bad at that. But okay. Oh, there's a search bar now. Oh, okay. Whew. Hey y'all, how are you doing? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I'm back. I already said that, but it's time for us to really start this video. Okay, today I am here to talk about Chlöe and In Pieces. Obviously, I've done a couple of videos about Chlöe before. I did a video during the pandemic over on the For Harriet channel about how I was obsessed with Chlöe and Halle. I literally said that they won the pandemic because of how expertly they navigated dropping this incredible album, Ungodly Hour, when we were all stuck inside, when there was no ability to tour, where our ability to navigate, even like famous people's ability to like navigate and move around, was incredibly restricted. I was inspired by these young women taking almost complete creative control and delivering such a spectacular product. And of course, I'm into aesthetics, I'm into visuals. And so the visuals that they delivered via their live performances, or live to tape performances during that time, were next level. Shout out to Andrew Makadzi. That's his name. Or is it Alex? The man who works with Beyonce. First name starts with an A. Anyways, incredible collaboration there. And I was just so excited to see what both Chlöe and Halle did next. And of course, we know now that Halle is really right on the cusp of becoming a global superstar, to be honest, right? Starring in The Little Mermaid. We're now seeing more and more of the billboards and the advertisements, the television, little commercials and the trailers for that. She's also, been caught up in some mess. Oh my God, leave these niggas alone. What did Ari Lennox say? Don't date these niggas till you're 43, okay? Anyways, so she's obviously, but we're not going to let that overshadow the fact that I'm sure that this is going to be an incredible movie. And the little snippets of music that she's released have been incredible. And of course, we have Chlöe, who has released now several singles in the past 18 months. And now she has released her debut album titled In Pieces. Back to the comments we go. What's going on here? Go down. Oh, there we go. Let me go down. They Young, Kim. Oh, thank you. Ari was right. She was right. Okay, let's just get into it. Cool, cool, cool. We're here. We're here. It's been a minute. All right, so my first, we're gonna start with quick thoughts. You know I love a structure, so this is gonna be structured. I'm gonna give my overall quick thoughts about the album. Then we're gonna get into the lead up to the album, and then we're gonna talk about the singles for this album, and then we're gonna go track by track, and then we're gonna talk about final thoughts, okay? Are you with me? Okay? GP, are you with me? It's been a minute. Okay, so first, overall thoughts about In Pieces. Chlöe Bailey is a brilliant musician. Just so well-rounded, incredible control of her voice, knows what to do with it and when to do it, and there's so much versatility in the vocals. The way that she arranged the vocals is gorgeous all over this album. The stacked harmonies, the way that sometimes she's mimicking the beat, sometimes she's mimicking the instruments. Though sometimes it's legato, sometimes, she's singing staccato, kind of percussively, sing rapping, like the kids like to do, the kids and Beyonce like to do. It's just really, really breathtaking. And there are so many moments when you're listening to the album when you're like, sing, bitch. like you better sing this song. Even if I don't love the song, I'm still like, oh, she's singing the shit out of that song. And it's put together beautifully. I have listened to a couple of the interviews that she's done, and she said that she paid particular attention to the transitions. And so, yes, the album is not well sequenced. We'll get into that later, but there are so many moments where we see the effort, the intentionality put into taking us from one track to the next track. So we can deny a lot of things about this album, but we cannot deny the pure talent. And that is talent that has been honed. That is skill that has been refined. She's put in her 10,000 hours for sure. Okay, top level. Body Do, great song. Great freaking song. From the first time I heard Body Do, I said, oh, that's it. That's the one. And we heard Chlöe talk about her influences for this album being Khalees and Imogene Heap. And she cited some other, but those are, kind of alternative dance, electronic, women left of center. And that totally came through with Body Do. She produced it herself. Brilliant. She wrote it. So good. Like, that is like Chlöe at her best, okay? But the album lacked vision. And expert musicianship cannot make up for a lack of vision. It was all over the place. Thematically, the sequencing did not make sense. It did not tell a cohesive story the way that it was presented to us. It just felt like throwing a lot of stuff at the wall and trying to see what sticks, and then kind of last minute trying to piece together all of these fragments. I don't think that this is a great body of work. So I will start off this review by saying I'm going to give it a 6.5. And that's mainly because the lady not only can sing her ass off, she can arrange her ass off, she can harmonize her ass off, but there were some tough moments here. All right, how are y'all responding to this? Let's go. Thank Thank you, Bellatrix. Let's do... When Chlöe finds her sound, she will be unstoppable. I feel sorry for the other pop girls. 100%. Yeah. Okay. Did I miss anything else here? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I'm trying to make sure I don't ignore the super chats. Oh, another one. Chlöe said she scrapped the album 2 or 3 times, but she kept the original opera intro that she performed at the 2020 VMAs. Should have scrapped it. Oh, I disagree, but I understand where you're coming from. All right, so let's start from the very beginning. Is that a very good place to start? Okay, the initial singles... So, before the release of the official album, we have, over the course of 6, 7, 8 months, gotten 4 different singles. The first one was Have Mercy. Now, let me just tell you, when I first heard the snippet, I was like, that snippet might be good. Then I heard the whole song, did not like it, didn't like it. But in going back and listening to Have Mercy, I actually do like it a lot more. My 2023 ears like Have Mercy a lot. My 2022 ears. Do I think it's a good song? Still no. But I don't have such a viscerally negative reaction to it as I did. So that's good. And Have Mercy so far is her highest selling single. It is the most successful single, officially platinum. Congratulations to Halle. Then we got Treat Me. I liked Treat Me. I liked it. I did feel like it was generic. I did feel like it was a Khalees ripoff, like Khalees but worse, But it was a catchy little ditty. I liked the video. The video had some moments. I know people had their issues with the overt sexuality and the fishnets and the booty popping and the stripping, whatever in the center. She already told us what she wanted to do and the direction she was going in, so you just have to accept it for what it was. I thought that the song was too short. It felt like an unfinished thought, but it was fine. You know what I mean? Like, it was fine. Then we got Surprise, and then For the Night. Yeah, I think we got Surprise. Another song that I like the idea of, like when you first hear that Scotch Storch production, oh, I'm intrigued. I'm into this. And then we hear the, if you be good to me, I'ma be, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then we got into that rapping part, didn't love it. But then I said, okay, hold on. And then we get into it, and it's more, overt sexuality. And of course, the cover art to Surprise is a reference to Janet, the greatest to ever do it. Y'all know how I feel about Janet. And it just, again, unrealized potential, another unfinished thought. Now, my main issues with both Treat Me and Surprise were there was a lot here to work with, but no bridge. It ends so abruptly. It just didn't, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to make a sexual reference, but it didn't get us there. And I'm just like, why? Why are we not getting there? Why can't we complete the sentence? What's going on here? Because on Ungodly Hour, and also I love The Kids Are All Right, the official debut Chlöe and Halle album. Those sentences are finished. Those thoughts are completed. Why are we getting incomplete thoughts from solo Chlöe? That's what I, had in my mind. That's what I had, okay? And then we got For the Night, which featured Big Lotto. I'm sorry. It was cute. I thought that For the Night was the most traditional pop song structure, and it felt the most finished for me. I thought the dancing in the video was good. A lot, and did Lotto add a bring? No, it was fine. You know what I mean? Like, for me, all four of those intro, debut, kind of feeler singles were okay. Nothing special. Like nothing that makes me like, oh my God, I can't wait. And I believe I said on my Twitter account, it feels like Chlöe is lost in the sauce right now. She needs to start over. Because the other thing, okay, sorry, we have to go back to here. Because the other thing about it wasn't just that she was putting out all of these feeler singles, you know what I mean? Just to like check the cultural temperature, and people weren't really, going for it. They weren't really biting. She, had some questionable social media stuff, and, some of the pictures that she was really, I'm just like, it's just not like, do you know what you want this to be? How do you want us to feel about you? Like, do you know? It felt like there was no master plan. It felt like we're just trying things, we're just experimenting, and okay. But generally, when we are on the path to releasing a full-length album, that's not the experimental phase, right? The album rollout momentum, you get that momentum by already knowing what the path is going to be, by already knowing the vision. And then great artists are conducting the train, you know what I mean? Because they know, where the tracks are going. And then they say, all aboard. And we, the consumers, say, oh, I want to get on that train. Unfortunately, though, we couldn't get on because Chlöe didn't know where it was going. And she said that. She expressed that there was some back and forth about whether or not the album was ready and whatever. So we scrapped it. Okay. So we're starting now, instead of having, a blank slate with regard to the rollout of In Pieces, we have all of this, stuff in the ether. Let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. Okay. A lot of the work feels like it's not fully realized when released. For the Night was my favorite. Didn't need mulatto on it though. I agree. I liked For the Night. Ooh, and we also have to talk about, I forgot to put this in there. Also, I didn't really forget, but I'm really not trying to get my, channel. YouTube already warned me, like, don't play any more copyrighted material or we're gonna block you from going live. So I did not put any videos in here. But also during that period, we got a few major live performances. We also need to talk about this. And I said this with regard to Flo, who I actually think is doing pretty well, right? Like, there's a vision for Flo. Our first performances, and when I say our, like I'm a pop star or I'm like freaking Scooter Braun or whatever, but seriously, our first performances don't need to be at the VMAs. They don't need to be at the AMAs. They don't need to be at the MOBO Awards. If we are a brand new artist who is, getting our feet wet, trying to get our sea legs, no pun intended, right? Since I was just talking about The Little Mermaid. Trying to establish ourselves, figure out what it's like to just perform on the stage by ourselves. Why are your very first performances on the biggest stages with millions of people watching. It's not making sense. And then when we, the viewers, say, that was not a VMA ready performance, or millions of people didn't need to see that, then, oh, you guys are hating. You guys are hating. Just let them. And I'm like, you don't grow on the VMAs. No, wait. Y'all not gonna gaslight me. You don't figure your shit out on the American Music Awards on ABC. That's not where you figure your shit out. And so when people have a viscerally negative reaction, it's because, wait, like, this is not playtime. Okay. But what I will give Chlöe is, because she's a worker, she has really improved. And so we got that VMA performance from 2020, which I just thought was a mess. Or 2021, which I just thought was a mess. And then we got another performance of Have Mercy. And then last summer we got a really, really solid performance of Surprise that transitioned into Adina Howard's Freak Like Me and ended with Treat Me. And I thought, oh, this. That first 2.5 minutes, especially of that BET Awards performance, were so solid, so good. Even if I think Surprise needs some work. Well done. Picking that cover song, perfect. Stage presence, precision with the choreography. I know I've seen some debate about whether or not those vocals were pre-recorded, probably. But still, sounded good. I honestly don't care. You know I'm a Janet stan, so you know I don't care about no damn pre-recorded vocals. Right? I care about, did you deliver a performance? And I thought it was really, really good. Additionally, Chlöe has decided to go out on like a little mini tour and done these other smaller performances. I think that is so smart. And the video that I've seen from those performances, really good. A lot more control over the dancing, more it just feels polished. All right. Okay. Yes, Miss Chlöe works hard. You can't take that away from her. Absolutely not. I do feel like people are so hard on Chlöe, especially with her singles. 1 minute people hate the singles, then later on love the singles in hindsight. I think, honestly, truly, what I think is happening with that is people are so, this is gonna sound harsh, but I think that with the retroactive appreciation of the singles, I think what's actually happening is the new stuff that Chlöe is giving, people are responding so negatively to or feel so lukewarm about that they're like, oh, at least that made me feel something. And I don't think that that's where you want to be. Like, I don't. All right, one more. Let me go up. Okay. I agree. I was expecting more. Body Do was such a great start. All right, let's move on to the album artwork. Let me just tell ya, I like this. I like it a lot. I wasn't really on Twitter the days that this got released. Apparently, some people had a negative reaction to it. I like it. I think it is evocative. It's visually interesting. I have had some problems with visuals that Chlöe has released before, especially that have Mercy single cover, tacky as fuck. But I think this is like, I get it, right? The heart in the hand, the kind of plasticky, dolly looking editing of the image, the vinyl, get it. And then the other image is the back cover that has the track listing, and she's holding the illuminated, the glowing heart. Completely get it. Completely get it. Vision. That's what we needed. Okay. Ooh, I saw something up here. Obsessed with your look. Thank you, Addie. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to. Ooh, let me pull it up. Okay, so right after the album came out, or maybe the day of, Pitchfork, which is the independent music publication, released their review of Chloe's album, and there was a lot of discussion about it. I waited to read it until right before I was ready to listen to the album. And I will say that the actual album review was harsher to me than the score. And the dissonance between that I found to be a little bit strange. So let's go ahead and pull it up. Here we go. Okay, so should we can read together. In Pieces, Chlöe 6.1. It's pretty short, so I don't have a problem reading. We're well acquainted with Chlöe and Halle, gospel-raised, genre-bending wonderkins who didn't utter a curse word until their second studio album, 2020's Ungodly Hour. Now a 24-year-old solo star, Chlöe is ready to flaunt her goodies to a pop trap beat, capitalize on the 90s R&B revival, and tell anyone who disagrees how much she doesn't give a fuck. Her debut solo album, In Pieces, is a compilation of soulless singles curated to produce kiss-off captions. It spends so much time defining what Chlöe isn't, Halle, a Bible-thumping prude, a moral absolutist, that by the end we have no clue who the mononymous singer actually is. Now, that was harsh as fuck. But that last sentence of, by the time we get to the end, do we really have a good grasp of Chloe's identity? True. Unfortunately, okay, keep going. Beyonce, Chloe's mentor, set her star project into motion when she stepped on stage at the 2003 BET Awards. By the way, I still go back and listen and watch that freaking performance. It was so now it is crazy to me that that's 20 years ago. It is insane. But I literally remember watching Beyonce coming out on top of the Beyonce sign with the Uh-Oh Girls, going down the elevator, singing Crazy in Love, just fucking killing it. This was, Beyonce is a sweater, right? And I have really in my mind, it's like imprinted, like she was sweaty by the end of it because she was just fucking going for it. Amazing. I also remember Michael Jackson was honored. No, James Brown was honored at that show, and Michael Jackson came out to surprise James Brown. All right. Good times, girl. Good times. To perform Crazy in Love, Chloe's solo debut single, Have Mercy, aspired to a similar, debuting on top of a neon sign of her name moment, but landed like a song from the Empire soundtrack. Body language like speaking Spanglish is something Lucius Lyon would come up with. Eclectic, hands-on production and crafty hooks were a huge part of Chlöe and Halle's magic as a duo, but Chlöe's solo material feels manufactured to the point of sterility. Agreed. The forced strut of her delivery and unimaginative Miss New Booty sample made Treat Me feel optimized for mainstream radio. And album cuts Worried and Lose You, the latter co-written by The Dream, suffer similar genericism. Chlöe pulls some high-profile features, but they're all clinical. Told Ya wastes a Missy Elliott collab on vocal warm-up exercises. Meanwhile, the rising British group Flow, who've been out for less than a year, managed to refreshingly reimagine one of Missy's hits and host her brilliantly on the recent Fly Girl. I gotta be honest, I don't love Fly Girl, but you know I love Flow. In what reads as a desperate attempt to secure a hit, Chlöe aligns herself with, quote, bad boy and notorious abuser Chris Brown for How Does It Feel, a song with the sexual appeal and emotional intimacy of Apple's terms and conditions. She recruits Future for Cheat Back, an acoustic ballad that relies on his playboy persona as a sort of meta-commentary on infidelity. She's credited Imogene Heap, Donna Summer, and Khaleesi's influences. Donna Summer is the one that I kept missing, which helps explain some of the album's jarring vocal experimentations. But her yelped shit and why? What? On Told Ya? Okay, are mystifying because Chlöe is one of the greatest vocalists of her generation. I agree with that. Dipping into her lower register, she stuns as a contralto, obsessed with the lower register. I found myself rewinding her runs on hymnal parts of Heart on My Sleeve and could have sworn I was levitating during the awe-inspiring bridge of Pray It Away and Make It Look Easy. This is the Chlöe with an ear for otherworldly vocal arrangements that caught the attention of Parkwood and the world. Otherworldly, for sure. Yeah, there is something kind of... it's cinematic, it's kind of eerie, yeah, off kilter about what Chlöe is drawn to. Her first entertainment jobs were as a gospel singer in the Disney Channel movie Let It Shine, and as a church girl, the younger version of Beyoncé's character in the 2003 musical comedy The Fighting Temptations. So it was a given that she was going to take us to church. The operatic arias and bluesy cadences of Opener Someone's Calling would have been the perfect introduction to an infidelity album in the vein of Lemonade's Pray You Catch Me. But In Pieces is not a concept album. If it is, someone please tell everyone involved in its production. I'm sorry, it's clever. The emotionally charged conversational interludes and narrative intros, do you ever wonder, like, who else is fucking your man? Are out of place amid the redundant themes and mind-numbingly online songwriting. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure with only two endings. There's a good-for-nothing man in her life who keeps betraying her, so she will A, give it to God, or B, shake some ass and show him what he's missing. The unfaithful men and nameless, quote, fuck niggas she croons about are so abstract, it's impossible to connect with her devastation. Does he buy you nice stuff? Is the dick good? Do you not actually, this is a good point. Do you not want another woman to profit from your emotional labor? Ring the alarm, aka ring the alarm. Moments that could have built up to rewarding catharsis are dead on arrival. That's a good point. I gotta be honest. We're making some good points here. Okay. Standout single Body Do, a bumping dance track overlaid with ethereal falsettos, is flirty and upbeat. A convincing introduction to Chlöe the pop star. Still, her most compelling work has been with Halle by her side, complementing her maximalist tendencies. Together, their music struck a golden balance of lively, introspective, and evocative. Though they're 2 years apart, the sisters' matching outfits and roles on the TV series Grownish had people confusing them for twins. As the younger sister of identical twins, I know firsthand the lengths they will go to differentiate themselves when they come of age. Now that Halle is a Disney princess, Chlöe cosplays as a dominatrix. In Pieces meets a fate worse than controversy, banality. Oh, man. Okay. Wow. We got to keep going, but yeah, that was ether. But I will say, I don't think a review that pointed matches with the 6.1. 6.1 is like a D. You know? I don't know. I think it was but let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Addie. Going. Sorry, I'm just catching up with we're good? Okay. Let's go to the singles so far. We have Pray It Away was the first thing that we saw from In Pieces. I loved Pray It Away immediately. I love this video. I just thought so freaking good. Let me get this. Let's get this one. Seriously, can we talk about you for the rest of the live? Chlöe's performances. She is a roaring lion on and off the stage. Same with Hallie. Okay, thank you, Danny's Soul Food. A 6.1 is technically a failing grade, but like I've seen way worse. Sorry, this is what I'm responding to. Yeah, but I've seen 3s and 4s from Pitchfork. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. But I don't think she lied. It just felt real harsh. Okay. So back to the first music videos. I loved Pray It Away. Well, we're going to talk about the actual song later, but I thought the video was so well done, so moving. Chlöe looked beautiful in the white, in the church setting. Loved the Alvin Ailey-esque dancers, coming together, that emotional, moment. And the other thing is, the dancers coming together, mimics the idea of like, I want to tell my friends, but I can't tell my friends, right? Loved it. I just thought vision. I was so hopeful after seeing Pray It Away because I thought vision. Okay? And then we got news that the second single was going to feature Chris Brown. And I thought opposite of vision. Opposite. One, because it's not just that, Chris Brown is an abuser. Yes, bad. Abuser, bad. But also an uninteresting musician. That's the other thing. Like, yeah, all that other shit, stalker and, people still going to the concerts, but also not even really giving jams. Not to my ears. Okay, not making interesting music. And then right before or right after the album came out, or maybe it was the night before, the really stripped down video for In Pieces dropped. It's just, Chlöe, red locks, red dress, red piano, playing that damn piano and singing her little booty off. And I loved it. Loved it. That song didn't need more. Yeah. And what I will say about all of the visuals so far is clearly there's a budget. Clearly, the people at Parkwood and Columbia or whatever, they're writing some checks because they are well done. They look polished, especially that How Does It Feel video. A lot is in it. I don't know if the video 100% made sense to me, but she looked great. Yeah. And the How Does It Feel video does have 8 million views so far, right? So, but it's not a hit, right? It has 8 million views, but it's not like charting, So it's like, what did you get, right? That's it. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Okay, that's that on that. Okay, now it's time for us to really get into the track reviews. We're going to go track by track through this album. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, she's gonna be in debt with the label if the sales aren't great. Oh, I forget. I forget that the structure of the music industry is they pay you in advance and you have to sell in order to recoup that money. Okay. Addie, I think it's an authenticity issue for a lot of people. And as insanely talented as she is, there's something about what she projects that doesn't ring true. Hopefully, she figures it out and gets better. I don't want to keep harping on this authenticity thing because I can't say for sure. Here's the real. I can't say for sure that any of the stuff that we've seen from Chlöe is not Chlöe because I don't know if Chlöe knows whether or not it's Chlöe. Does that make sense, right? It feels like she's trying on a lot of different shoes, a lot of different slippers to try to find one that fits. Now, I can say, does it feel like she's 100% comfortable in any of these things that she's slipping into? No. But I don't know whether or not it's her, because does she? All right, next one. The fact that she dropped Pray It Away and then another single 2 weeks later and then another single 2 weeks later, why give up on them? I think there is some discord on the business side. I think that there is some back and forth on the record label side. I that's what I would guess. I don't know. I do think that seems like it's there's something happening with Parkwood. I'm gonna be honest, that's what I think. And when we talk about Parkwood, we talk like, Beyonce is making every single decision. That lady is preparing for a world tour, a record-breaking world tour, and raising her 3 kids. Like, it's a whole bunch of other people over there who's like, oh, this is it, right? It feels like they didn't believe in this album. Okay. That's what it feels like. Okay. Okay, so y'all are saying, how does it feel? Peaked at number 11 on the bubbling under charts. Which, okay, I guess. Let's go here. Wasn't her Jimmy Kimmel Live version of Cheat Back amazing? I wish that version was on the album. She's amazing with stripped down production. We are going to talk about that. Let us now get to the track by track reviews because we have a lot and I'm just trying to make sure that we have gone over everything. Okay, let's start. Let me just start by saying, I love a Niggas Ain't Shit album. I love a Fuck Them Niggas album. I love a revenge album. That's my favorite genre of pop and beat. Literally, I'm in a loving, happy relationship. And the other day, I listened to Summer Walker's Still Over It all day. Because I just like that energy, right? I like, women really getting in their vulnerability bag, their angry bag. Like, that is my thing. And so when we see the album artwork, which is very, cinematic, and then we start with Someone's Calling, that, intro, and immediately I was like, okay, that's the same intro from the 2020 VMAs, as we already talked about. It is a sample of Louis Armstrong, Chlöe, and you can hear the sample, and Chlöe is singing beautifully under it. The way that she is blending her voice in with that sample or that original song and harmonizing with it and then mimicking instruments in the background and doing scales in the... Dude, we've already gone over it. Fucking brilliant musician, that lady. It was so good. It was dramatic. It was operatic. It was theatrical. That is Chlöe's true nature. When we have seen some of the performances that I think didn't go great, it is because Chlöe loves the melodrama, loves to overact and emote and whatever. And so it was nice to see her be able to explore it right at the top of the album. Just sickening. Okay. The other thing that I liked when I first heard Someone's Calling is, I was like, as that Pitchfork review mentioned, I was like, oh, this is really, it's going to be a concept album. Because you don't start off with that thing that is just so specific if you don't have a vision. And I was excited to see, where are we going? Like, where is this ride going to take us? And so Someone's Calling into Pray It Away, Stan. I'm like, oh, I am so into this. You are giving us drama. As I mentioned before, love Pray It Away. Very traditional song structure. It is a song that actually feels fully fleshed out, fully completed. I love the dissonance between, the beautiful gospel choir in the background that she's singing with, and lyrics, I want this nigga to hurt. You know what I mean? Like that is so my shit. I just generally love the honesty of those lyrics, right? Like, I have to pray it away because I want to, I hurt him, the lock is off the gun. Like, that shit, so good. So good. Also, bridge. The bridge of Pray It Away is so good. I love wordy lyrics. I, first of all, am a lyric queen. I know my boyfriend gets annoyed because I know all the lyrics to every song, and so I sing along all the time because I love to memorize lyrics. And that's one of the reasons why I stan Mariah Carey, because Mariah Carey is a wordy lyric lover. That's another reason why I stan Jasmine Sullivan, because Jasmine Sullivan loves lots of words and lyrics, right? Pick Up Your Feelings has so many fucking words in it. BPW has so many words in it, but I love that. And so that bridge where she is just spitting out those words, that's my jam. It's so good. We've already talked about the music video, loved the fashions. I just thought, we're in it. Literally, from the first two tracks, I'm there. I'm so with you. And then we get Body Do. Oh, I forgot to put Body Do in the visuals, because Body Do, like, there's visuals, but it's not really a music video. It's not. Okay. Love Body Do, written and produced by her with a little bit of help elsewhere. Just great. And I will reiterate that when it comes to songwriting and production, I still think Chlöe is the most talented person on this album. There's a lot of cooks in this kitchen, but like, that just proved, like, fuck these other people. You know what I mean? It's fine to get help, right? And its collaboration is great, but they're not doing, except for in pieces. Okay, but we'll get to that later. So anyways, Body Do, amazing. Again, too short though. Let me just tell you, if Body Do was 45 seconds longer, we would be losing our fucking minds every single day. We would be fucking losing it. But it's that 2 minutes and 15 second stuff, that 2 minutes and 20 second stuff where it's like, oh. Now, if we're talking about the length of songs, we also have to talk about how the current structure of how music is consumed incentivizes artists, especially young artists, to make shorter songs because that's, how you get paid, and that's how, because of how streams are counted. And of course, the streams now contribute to chart positions. And by the way, I don't want to be, dude, the projected sales numbers for this album are horrible. But anyways, I just felt like we were so close. We were so close to a 10. And unfortunately, we didn't quite get there. Next was I Don't Mind. I like the flamenco feel of it. For some reason, I Don't Mind really reminds me of 2005. You know what I mean? Like, it's very familiar to me. I wrote down, I think that the song is cute, but I don't think that it's special. It's fine. But I really liked the transition, the outro of I Don't Mind into Worried. I'm not worried. Like that, great. I also love Worried. Worried is another one of my favorites on the album, produced by Metro Boomin. I think she slid. You know what I mean? Like, is that what the kids say? She slid. Very in the pocket. Doing that staccato kind of percussive, singing, rapping that the kids love. That the kids love. That's funny that I'm saying that, because I'm gonna say it actually. There are moments in that song that remind me of SZA a lot, with the way that she is enunciating and hitting some of those words. And SZA is not a kid. Me and SZA are the same age, so whatever. But definitely, it feels current. But it doesn't feel like it's trying too hard. Worried is definitely, and it's very catchy songwriting. Definitely one of those songs on the album that I repeat over and over again. Just so much swag, you know what I mean? Really liked it a lot. But I will say, when I listened to the album in my AirPods, it did feel like her voice was a little soft. It felt like her vocal kind of got lost a little bit, but still a jam. Okay, after Worried, we get into Fallen for You, the interlude. I love this interlude. I loved it. I loved the singing in it, the lyrics of it, the melody. I love the talking. Apparently, the speaking part is a voice memo or a recording of Chloe's godmother speaking. Her godmother is also her manager. We'll talk about that later. We will. I think we need to have a conversation about that. But I loved it. And the end of her saying, like, my choice, such a strong statement. Now, track 1, Fallen for You, I think is 6. 1 through 6, I was about to go in on the Pitchfork writer, because I'm like, bitch, you're a hating ass bitch. I literally, after those first 6 tracks, I said, this ain't no damn 6.1. I'm like, is this a white woman? Because that's a strong first 6 tracks. Is it 10 out of 10? No. But I'm like, I'm into it. Even if I don't mind. I'm like, well, it's fine. Like, I don't hate it. And, let's take a break. Agreed. 10,000% on the business end. The talent she has plus the results we've seen don't match up at all. A better team should have patched those gaps. There's something, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. Drewski, I think in wanting to distinguish Chloe from Chloe and Halle, she eschewed too many things from her work that work for her. She just needs to refocus. Drewski? I think you have a point, Drewski. What else we got here? She stole Fallen for You from Fallen by Anaya. I don't know who that is, but I am going to check it out. Is she good, Anaya? Okay, just making sure. Did I miss anything else? Sorry, I'm just going back up. All right, let's move on. But then, so to recap, first six. Okay. So good. Pretty strong. The best music I've ever heard? No, but there's a lot of good stuff in those first six. And I'm like, hey, Ness bitch at Pitchfork, what the fuck? And then we get into How Does It Feel? And I like, oh, right? Because I already told you I was not feeling it. All right. So my problems with How Does It Feel are not just about the Chris Brown being an interesting thing. My problems with this song are numerous. One, it sounds like a song that is cloying to be a hit. It's produced by Hitmaker, who, stale, hang it up, flat screen. The kids, have you listened to Confessions? Probably not, but you should. It's one of the best-selling albums of the 2000s. Literally a classic. Why Usher will forever be an icon. A diamond album. They don't do that anymore. Not in the United States, at least. And so that sample that they use, which is originally a Dionne Warwick song, is the exact same sample and arrangement as Throwback from Confessions. And I went back and listened. It's just, Throwback is just a better song. It's just a better song. Catchier, better produced, better written. And so, of course, if you're my age, whatever. But also, Chris Brown and I are the same age. Hitmaker and I are the same age. So they know that song ain't good. Okay, the kids you don't know, you haven't heard it, whatever. The rest of the people involved with this know. And that's the other thing. I also do kind of a little bit have a problem with the two men featured on this album. It's not just that they're my age and older. It's that they're not even particularly like in a like fertile period of their careers. Again, it's desperate for hits. That's what we get from that. And I understand that because capitalism rules everything around us, you are creating a product for a company that wants to get its money back. And so the company is going to say, hey, how are we going to get our money back? How are we going to recoup? You need a hit. That's what that was. I've heard a couple of demos of How Does It Feel with other people on it, right? So clearly this is a song that's bounced from person to person to person. Okay. But I really think that the label people and Chlöe's management needs to think about what you're trading. Is it worth it to have more people listen to the music but have fewer people respect the music? When you have a brilliant musician like Chlöe and you do the really quick, cheesy, easy hit, you know what I mean? Hit, wannabe hit. It feels cheap. It feels beneath her. And he still didn't get a hit. So what did we learn from this? Okay, so that's that. But I will say, How Does It Feel just did not feel special to me. But I love the vocals on How Does It Feel are A1. Beautiful, again, stacked harmonies. The transition from How Does It Feel into Feel My Cry, gorgeous. Beautiful. Yeah. And Feel My Cry, I heard people talking about that song, but the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is gorgeous. Beautiful. Written by Nova Wave, of course, the Grammy-winning duo that brought us Cuff It by Beyonce and, a few other songs on Renaissance. I can't exactly remember which other songs, but, they just won that Grammy for Cuff It. Great freaking song. It's just so good. Well written. I'm going to say, I think the singing on Feel My Cry is beautiful. It sounds like Beyonce could have sung it. I'm not sure it 100%. I don't know if it fit how Chloe's voice for me. It's a good song, and I will listen to it many, many more times. But for some reason, it's not a 100% fit for me, to my ears. But still, a good choice from Chloe. That's it. That's great. Love that vibe. Okay. Ooh, the other thing about Feel My Cry, we already talked about that lower register. Oh my goodness. Those freaking low notes. Baby, get you some good AirPods. I just got AirPod Maxes. Get into the freaking baritone. Like, what the fuck? It's so good. All right. After Feel My Cry. Oh, let's take a break. Looking. Okay. All right. You got money. Okay. Shout out to you. What else do we have? Oh, never mind. That was old. Let me go back up. At the end of the day, from Shady, I think being a pop star is one of the hardest jobs in the world. I commend anyone trying to make it, especially Black girls. Now, one of the hardest jobs in the world. Now, I don't know. For some reason, Left Leaning Kimberly is having a hard time with that. But I will say that pop music, mainstream pop, in the vein of so much of Chloe's album, is so hard for young Black women. It's so freaking hard. And so, absolutely, she already had an uphill battle, for sure. Okay. Shout out to you, Shady Terrell. Anything else that I'm missing? Okay. Let's move on to Make It Look Easy. Great. This is another one that Chloe wrote. I immediately loved it. Again, to me, Make It Look Easy fits in with the big production theatricality that I was expecting from Someone's Calling. Like that, those things feel like they're on the same, they're on the right album together. It was so raw and honest and vulnerable. The ending of I just want to be pretty, pretty. So I just thought it was great. And, that kind of rawness, that kind of honesty is hard. And I really commend her for really taking it there and taking us there. It was a really moving, I want to say, one of the emotional high points of the album, for sure. What else? I have here soft and vulnerable, and I live for an emotional swell. I really do. I'm a musical theater girl. I am. Okay, as is Chloe, clearly. Next we have Lose You, co-written by The Dream. I have Boring. Obviously, The Dream, when it's right, the work that he's done with Rihanna, the work that he's done with Beyonce, when it's right, it's right. This was so mediocre from him. Like, no. I just found it to be well sung and boring. Okay. Filler I have here. Next, we have Told Ya. I'm on the fence about Told Ya featuring Missy Elliott because it's a cute song and I like women, especially black women, talking their shit. It wasn't the best version of that kind of song, though. I will say that Missy, I loved her voice. I loved her voice and her verse. I feel like she was the perfect addition to it. But also, if we're going to talk about this stuff reminding me of other stuff I've heard before, because, the song transitions. So the first 2/3 of the song is like the Missy, I thought I told you. And then there's an outro, like an ending part that feels different. The first 2/3 of that song sounds to me like What You Think About That by the Pussycat Dolls from 2008, a song that also has Missy Elliott on it. And that's a better song than Told Ya. Y'all go back, listen to that song. Shout out to the Pussycat Dolls. They did some stuff. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. But the end of Told Ya, so good. Oh my goodness, when Chlöe just gets into her like melodic bag, so freaking good, makes the song. Ooh, I also have in my notes here. So far we've had, Chris Brown, mid-30s, Missy, mid-40s. Obviously, the generational boundaries are non-existent in music in 2023. That's not a thing. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Next. Okay. I promise y'all, I'm not shading. The Pussycat Dolls really were doing it. Okay, next we have, what Beyonce theories are y'all talking about? Okay. Okay, next we have Cheat Back. I'm going to talk about Cheat Back here because, we were all introduced to Cheat Back via that live performance on Jimmy Kimmel where she had on that, baby, what are you wearing? Chlöe, what did you have on? Babe. But anyways, the actual performance of Cheat Back was so good. My initial pop music instincts were, this is a hit. So good. Of course, we're going to get the irreplaceable comparison. We're going to get the, that Stargate, kind of era, Yeah, go back and listen to your pop music history, okay? Because if you know, you know. But traditional song structure, verse, chorus, bridge. So I just thought, so catchy immediately, well sung. I know people have a problem with kind of the vulgarity of some of Chloe's lyrics. Baby, that's where we are. You know what I mean? You have to get out of your auntie feelings, your uncle feelings. That's where we are, okay? The girls are talking about riding dick, okay? But I like it. I like it's fun. It's playful, but also vulnerable. I just thought So good. And I was so excited to hear Cheat back on the record. And then I see the day before the album is going to come out, the teaser for the premiere of the video, and it says featuring Future. I said, featuring who? For what? Okay, but then I was like, okay, well, let's just see what Future's gonna bring to this song. And no. The fishing for clicks thing, the fishing for streams thing, we've got to come up with a new strategy. Here's a strategy. Good music. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that putting Future on a song about infidelity and cheating and women's revenge, it's sensational. It gets the people going. We're gonna talk about it. But even his singing on the song, I'm like, y'all want to be different so bad. And for all of the Beyonce comparisons, which sometimes are fitting and sometimes are not, I really felt like this was the opportunity for Chlöe, if we need a hit so bad, to lean into the Beyonce of it all. Okay, I get, a part of me understands wanting to add Future with this kind of, I don't know, like dissonant, right? Like the way that the notes that he chooses don't exactly, they're not in the same chord structure, whatever. And like, okay, it's interesting, it's different, it's young thuggish, you know what I mean? It's Travis Scottish, But no, this was your opportunity for a straight up, down the middle hit pop song, and you fucking blew it. You blew it, okay? Because also, pop music producer Kimberly said, why is the beat not dropping after the first 35 seconds, right? So, like, the structure of the song is unusual. Okay, whatever. Y'all want to be different so bad. But, like, we really could have gotten if we would have done acoustic guitar for the first third, or what is that, sixth of the song, the first 16 bars, and then old school beat drop, and then sing the rest of the song, because I also love the bridge of this song. Again, another bridge with a whole lot of words, right? But I just like, missed opportunity for me. Okay. I do like the delivery choices. Again, we're back to the incredible versatility of Chlöe's voice, and the octave. Right? She, literally hit the octave. Shout out to Sabrina Carpenter. Great singing. Also, a kind of singing that we don't normally hear, the chest voice, like belt from Chlöe, we don't normally hear. It was good. It's still a good song, but it really could have been great. And that is so painful for me. Okay, next. Oh, the other part. Sorry, the last thing we're going to say about the Future thing is Future is going to be 40 in 6 months. No ageism, but there is something I don't like and do not appreciate about, there is something I don't like and don't appreciate about 24-year-old Chlöe grinding in her lingerie up next to 39-year-old Future. I know everybody is grown. I get it. But also, I do feel like, get away from her. I do feel like, ew, gross. But maybe that's just me. It did not, okay. Okay, that's that. Oh, we only have 2 more left. Yeah, why is the beat not dropping? I agree with this. Okay, what else are y'all saying? Yeah. Okay. Okay, next. Heart on My Sleeve. I liked it. I felt like it's a good interlude. I liked it. And finally, we are at In Pieces, which to me, I understand why the album was named after this song. It is breathtakingly good. It is a fully realized thought, beautifully written. I love that she can play the piano herself. Shout out to Mickey Echo or Mikey Echo, who wrote that song. Chef's kiss. Perfect. He also wrote Stay for Rihanna back in the day. Loved that song. What else do I have that he's written here? It also reminds me of ending this album with In Pieces reminds me of The Fame Monster, which everybody knows, or maybe you don't. The Fame Monster is one of my favorite pop albums of all time. Ending with Speechless, Lady Gaga. Obviously, Speechless has more, electric, guitar and all of that. And In Pieces is more acoustic piano. But there is something about the, emotionality of it, the kind of, begging, pleading, with the piano under it that seemed very similar to me. I just thought, what a way to end this freaking album. So spectacularly good. The best of Chlöe. The best of black girl pop music. In Pieces. All right. So that was that 6.5. 6.5. So, I felt like there was just too much going on here. So what I actually did was to go back. Kenna says, and the song blended so well with the top of the album too. Yeah. Oh God. What? In Pieces was absolutely beautiful. Yeah. People didn't like young Beyonce with old Jay-Z either. Who didn't? I keep seeing people say this, and that's not true, you guys. There was no age gap conversation with Beyonce and Jay-Z. It was not mainstream. People, I mean, literally, let me just tell you how old I am. Let me just tell you how old I am. As if I don't tell y'all how old I am all the time, every day on here. But I literally remember the premiere of '03 Bonnie and Clyde. I remember Jay-Z and Beyonce pulling up to the TRL studios. There was no outraged age gap discourse about them. It was all chit chatter. Are they? Aren't they? Are they? They're not going to acknowledge each other. That was not the popular conversation. Oh, this is weird was not it. Times have changed a lot over the past 20 years. They have. For better. Right? Like, it's good. But I don't like revisionist history of people being disgusted by Jay-Z and Beyonce. No, people were into it. We were fascinated. We were intrigued. Like, why aren't they acknowledging each other? Why aren't they sitting together at the award shows? Why doesn't Beyonce answer questions about him? That's what we were on back then. Okay. For better or for worse, again. Probably for worse, to be honest. Okay, what else okay, so I have made my own version of this album, and let me pull it up real fast. Ooh. Okay, let's share this screen. Kim's version of In Pieces. And okay. So what really went wrong here for me is poor sequencing and just a couple of really nonsensical choices for songs on this album. So I decided to go back and, resequence it. And we can take a look at the album that I would have put together. And let me just tell you, it fucking slaps. I'm going to be honest with you. I've actually been playing this version of the album all day. But I can explain to you why I made those choices. Okay, so obviously the beginning is the same. Someone's calling, pray it away, Body Dew. After Body Dew, we have the Fallen for You interlude. Why? Because I Don't Mind is filler. Cute, but not special filler. But we need to get into the taking your power back part of the narrative, and Fallen for You is a good transition into that. So then we transition into Worried, which is I'ma do me. I don't care about you. Because the end of Fallen for You is it's my choice. It's my choice. And then, yes, it's your choice. So you're choosing not to be worried about these niggas who aren't showing up. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to redo my freaking... Yeah, I've done talked off my lip gloss, girl. Talk amongst yourselves. The link to Kim's version of In Pieces is in the description bar. So y'all pull that up. I thought about doing a live listen of this, and maybe we can do that behind the paywall. Because, I've been slacking. I know, girl, I've been slacking with the paywall content. But maybe we can do that. Baby, Kimberly is wordy. This lip gloss is the, I don't know why I bought this. It's the freaking, lip injection from Too Faced. It literally is painful, but I like the way that it looks. It's literally painful though. Anyways, okay, let's keep going. Oh, I guess we can do a little, sorry, we've been doing this for an hour and a half. All right, we're back. We're back. I'm giving a look again. Okay, so we've taken back our power with Worried and I Don't Give a Fuck About You. And then we go into Cheat Back, which is in that same vein of I'ma get you, right? Like girls can do it too. But the narrative arc of Cheat Back is I'm gonna get my revenge. I'm gonna do what you do. But Cheat Back is actually a sad song, right? It's actually like, I'm gonna do this, but I'm actually still really fucking sad, Like, I don't wanna cry about you anymore, but actually my feelings are really hurt, and I'm just doing that. And let me just tell you, girl, I guess maybe that's one of the reasons why I like, the idea of Cheat Back so much, because I've been there, It's like, I don't wanna cheat back. Why are you making me do this? I don't even want to be out with this man right now, right? Okay. So we're into Cheat Back, which is actually a sad song, and into Feel Me Cry, because it's like, I did that, I want to do this thing, but it's actually not fulfilling. I actually want to be with you, but you don't care about my feelings. Feel me cry, right? We're continuing the narrative, okay? And then you realize that the relationship is actually over. There is nothing to be recovered. And then we're into, but I have to try to pull myself together, but I'm sad. Am I not enough? Make it look easy. Okay. Then we're into the interlude, heart on my sleeve. I'm soft. I'm vulnerable. I'm hurting. I miss you. Am I not enough? Feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. And then we end with in pieces, which is I'm really coming to terms with the fact that this is over. I'm no longer in denial. I'm not trying to be a fake bad bitch out here cheating with niggas I don't like. I want to be with you, but it's not going to happen. I'm fucking sad, begging, pleading. Why don't you see me? That's it. That's the narrative. What was given to us does not give that. The, told you in there it's not sequenced correctly. I'm sorry. I don't want to pretend like, I'm so smart and I know every fucking thing. But what I do know is this album is a solid 8. The version that Parkwood released, 6.5, if we're really 6.2. This version, solid 8. Debate your mother. There is something to be said for editing. That's also why, my household right now is a Coco Jones household, because what I didn't tell you is a great little EP. Solid. Short. The songs are bangers. I See You, instant classic. But there's some other songs on there that are real good. Editing. Sometimes when we get a whole bunch of rope, we just end up hanging ourselves, And so there just needed to be a good curatorial eye. And unfortunately, Chlöe didn't have it. What are y'all saying about Kimberly's version? Let's see. Andy. Mainstream pop can be the trenches for black girls. Just look at the Billboard Hot 100. Only 7 black women are charting. SZA, Ice Spice, Nicki Minaj, Coco Jones, Lizzo, Lola Brooke, and Young Miami. For sure. It's hard out here. Not y'all saying I'm in the Illuminati. That's funny. Y'all are hilarious. Baby, I don't think, they don't, no, okay. Yeah, I need Coco to blow up. Yeah, I think Coco Jones, okay, we're going to just take a little detour here. Oh, we're just going to take a detour, but this is my shit, so I can do whatever I want. Coco Jones has incredible management. Everything that Coco Jones is, I know that this is a Chloe Bailey live stream, but I have to get this out. Everything that Coco Jones is doing right now is so superb. The way that she is making the rounds, she is so fun and engaging and bright and bubbly in interviews. She has such a good personality. That Disney training. But also, it doesn't come across as fake. She seems like a weirdo, but like a fun weirdo. But then we get to the music, and the music is great. And you're like, oh, because I'm gonna be honest, I had question marks about Coco, right? I was like, oh, okay, this girl who is an actress and now she just want to sing, and this girl thinks she just gonna be a singer, cause she on, the show, cause she on Bel Air. It's great music, so well crafted, and then obviously the people who work with her recognize like this lady needs to be a star, because getting her to be hooked up with Babyface, getting I See You, certified banger, and getting her on these big stages and having her not fuck it up on the big stages, having her not fuck it up at the Soul Train Awards, getting her on the Jennifer Hudson show and having that be a great performance. Like, she's okay? I will say sometimes the vocals are a little shaky, a little bit. But you know why I don't care? Because the song is fucking good. And so she's giving us personality. She's giving us looks. Oh, she is dressed so well. The cover of What I Didn't Tell You, so beautiful and classic. Like, baby, we see with Coco Jones the value of having a great team with a solid vision. Because that camp fucking gets it. The vision. Okay, I had to say that. I had to just take a minute to big that girl up, because she's fucking killing it. And I'm literally so excited every time I see her. Whew. Okay. That dress. Coco is giving all things. Yes. The BET performance. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Coco plays Hillary Banks. Mm-hmm. The Illuminati talk is funny. Okay. So, okay. I forgot. Okay. I was not expecting to go on that. So now let's do our final thoughts here. What went right on this album? The singing, obviously, beautiful arrangements, beautiful stacked vocals. There are a few songs on this album that are great songs. Earworms. So good. The visuals are very strong, very evocative, well crafted, high budget. Okay. I love the melodramatic moments. That's like, okay, that went right. What went wrong on this album? A lot. Sorry, y'all are standing Coco. Love it. Where is Kim's out? Yeah, in ICU is a full-length song, right? Old school R&B. Oh, old school R&B song. Okay, let me close this. Okay. What went wrong? There's a lot. Okay, let's start with saying I've watched a few of the sit-down interviews that Chlöe has done about this project. And the reoccurring theme is insecurity and uncertainty. This album sounds like insecurity and uncertainty. It sounds like we're just trying everything we can to hopefully find something that people resonate with. It feels unfocused. It feels, it's very inconsistent. The narrative arc is incoherent. It just fell really, really flat. Okay. I empathize with Chlöe because not only does she seem like the kind of person who puts a lot of pressure on herself, but if you're coming up under Beyonce and you cite Beyonce as one of your primary influences, there's gonna be Beyonce comparisons. And frankly, nobody is Beyonce. I say it all the time. I know people have this thing that I'm a Beyonce hater. No, I'm a Beyonce realist. I'm not a Beyonce hater. We're not going to get another Beyonce. But that's fine, right? It's a different era. And that's the other thing, right? Of trying to replicate a certain kind of pop stardom and make it fit in 2023, it's not going to work. That person who just put up the Black women who are on the Billboard Hot 100 right now, it's not, it's different. Okay. It's interesting to me that when Chlöe cited Khalees on Treat Me, and when before this album came out, she said, Khalees and Imogene Heap and Donna Summer are inspirations. That is so interesting to me because those artists are the most voicey artists. You know what I mean? Like, those are women who have a crystal clear vision. I already did my Khalees standing last summer. What makes Khalees so remarkable, I know she can't sing, it was all the Neptunes, whatever. But what made Khalees so compelling is she always knew herself. From 19-year-old Khalees with the colored hair and the I hate you so much right now and the alternative, Black girl aesthetic before alternative Black girl was a thing, so left field, little baby teenage Khalees always knew. Now, obviously, we grow and shift and evolve and, things change. But she was always so sure about the choices that she was making. Imogene Heap, another singular artist, one of one. The electronic, vocoder, whatever, yeah. Knows. But also, Imogene Heap is somebody who has her hands on everything, touches everything. Donna Summer, Queen of Disco, ambitious as fuck, knew the sound, knew exactly what was going to work for her. Chloe's not there yet. And because she's not there, she needs a strong hand. So I learned in an interview that she gave that's on her YouTube channel that her godmother is her manager. And I thought, that might be where we're... Okay. So I made a little, clip on my Instagram that was taken from, a live that I did talking about, Halle being out here with DDG. I don't want to play it. But, the TLDR of it is so crazy to me that Halle is on the brink of making history, just in achieving this incredible thing. And she's out here with this ain't shit nigga. Ain't shit. Like, truly bottom of the barrel. And like, he's reeling her into the ain't shit. Like, that's wild to me, because I just come, just from a different era, and I understand this is auntie of me. But like I did say in that little clip, right? We need to bring back the strong managers. Bring back the Datagers. Bring back the Matthew Knowleses of the world. I heard somebody else say the Joe Jacksons. We're not going to go to the Joe Jacksons, right? I'm not, when I say bring back the Datagers, it sounds like an endorsement of patriarchy, but what I'm actually meaning is young people need visionaries, generally. Sometimes young people, and I'm not just talking about women, sometimes young people come out like Khalees and like know exactly who the fuck they are when they're 19 years old. I'm not going to take this shit. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. This is my sound. This is my voice, right? But a lot of times there's some steering that needs to happen. And so you need somebody who can steer the ship, who knows the ins and outs of the industry, who has done the studying and can help make good decisions. It does not strike me right now that Chlöe has somebody with the technical know-how, the musical know-how, the historical understanding of like how, that can help her make great decisions. I've been meaning for a long time to go into, Matthew Knowles ain't shit, right? Like, ain't shit nigga, right? But he poured himself into figuring it out. He dedicated his life to figuring out the blueprint, drawing up the master plans. Not that Beyonce was not an agent. Obviously, Beyonce has always been Beyonce. But the brilliance of Beyonce is buttressed by the brilliance of Matthew. Let's be honest. And not just the brilliance of Matthew Knowles, because when you hear the stories about Matthew Knowles, the freaking arrogance of Matthew Knowles, the boldness of Matthew Knowles, like, that shit works. We see other great duos like a Scooter Braun, Ariana Grande. People who really get the business stuff, really get the music stuff, and who allow artists to just like do the thing. But they're coming together to create master plan. We need that here, right? If we already know that, Chlöe is coming from a really difficult time emotionally, feeling maybe lost musically, we need somebody to be like, this is, okay. Now, if it's not going to be a manager, it can also be a musical collaborator. So great examples of women in particular who have just made brilliant work with a strong, you know what I'm going to say. You know who immediately. Janet and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So what we saw, not me giving a pop music history lesson, but this is important. Y'all need to know. Okay. No, but this is important. What we saw in the 80s was Janet being steered by Joe, but Joe didn't have all the answers, right? And so the stuff that Joe made her do wasn't popping, wasn't hot. And Janet said, okay, I want to do something different. So I need to find people who are going to help me find my voice. And what is the exact, was it they found her? I actually think that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis found Janet and said, oh, we can make magic with this girl. And she went off to, Minneapolis, worked with Jimmy and Terry, talked about coming into womanhood and, the secret marriage and all that. And you know what we got from that? When she got away from Joe and got with these two brilliant musicians, producers and songwriters, control, record breaking, young woman. Sure, literally, the whole point of control is this is my voice. This is my statement of coming into womanhood. I know exactly what I want to say, and this is it. And these two men captured exactly the kind of artist that I want to be. 5 #1 singles. Right? Okay. After that, Rhythm Nation, 6 #1 singles. Same combination. Janet, Jimmy, don't make me get into, this is the reason why when people try to, don't you fucking say a single fucking word to me about Janet Demita Joe Jackson. Don't you fucking dare. Okay, so we get Janet sneaking off to Minneapolis in the early to mid 80s. Cutting Joe out of the process, actually. That's when she was like, no, I don't want you to manage me anymore. And then, I think Joe got cut off before Rhythm Nation. Maybe he was still managing her during the Control era, but he didn't really have a lot to say. Okay. So we get this incredible partnership. They understand each other. They speak the same language. And we get hit after hit after hit. Then we get Rhythm Nation, 6 #1s. Brilliant videos. Pleasure principle. Because we get musical collaborators, creative collaborators who get it, who can help edit it down, refine the voice. It's streamlined. Then we get Janet. Then we get the Velvet Rope. It's next. Okay, I could go off on that Control to Rhythm Nation to Janet to Velvet. Oh, baby. The best 4-album run in pop music history, but I don't have time to get into it. Another example, Brandy and Rodney Jerkins. We get teenage Brandy coming off that first album, little kid, baby girl, hooks up with Rodney Jerkins for Never Say Never. Brilliant, cohesive, innovative. Okay. Then what else do I have? We can go the Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones route. Right? We can go, when, Ariana is further into her career by the time she decides to, hook up with Pharrell for Sweetener. But Sweetener, we So anyways, I said all this to say I also am a Diana Ross stan, right? And, Diana Ross is another one who always had the eye of the tiger. Poverty, will do that for you, right? But that eye of the tiger was propelled by Berry Gordy being like, you're the one. So let's figure out how to make you a superstar. And them coming together to be like, you're the one. And making these very strategic moves to get icon Diana motherfucking Ross. And in fact, this is the video that I've been meaning, or the clip or whatever that I've been meaning to do for a while. The way that Matthew Knowles architected Beyonce's early solo career that transitioned from Destiny's Child into solo Beyonce was 100% patterned after the way that Berry Gordy architected the transition of Diana Ross from the Supremes to Diana Ross, solo star The Boss. I mean, down to there's some minute details, exact point by point Matthew did. And of course, Beyonce has to meet the moment. She's fucking Beyonce. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so I also think that one of the reasons, I can imagine now, I don't know for sure, but maybe there is something very comforting, reassuring about Chlöe being able to work so intimately with her sister. They're both incredible musicians, incredible vocal arrangers, incredible songwriters. And so maybe spending all of that time working so closely with somebody who knows her in and out, who knows how her voice works, who knows her strengths, like that brought the best out of her. Diana Ross. Diana Ross was sleeping with Berry Gordy, though. That doesn't count, right? Of course it still counts. I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to like that stuff, what's the difference between Matthew Knowles elbowing everybody out of the way in Destiny's Child to make sure that his daughter is front and center, and Diana and Berry Gordy having an affair? Everybody getting special treatment. Man, I was just freaking ooh, and now I'm thinking of Britney. I'm sorry. We're gonna go back. I have too many thoughts right now. We'll go back to Britney. Y'all remind me to go back to Britney. I was just watching something where they were talking about the demise of Destiny's Child, and the breakup of Destiny's Child during the Writings on the Wall happened because Latavia and Latoya were like, we need our own manager because we're not getting what we need from Matthew. And Matthew was like, no. No. There's not going to be co-managers of this group. So he forced them out in order to maintain control and make sure that Beyonce remained at the center. Allegedly. Allegedly. Oh, but I also meant to say, Britney Spears working with early. She worked with Johnny Wright early. Worked with Larry Rudolph, as a manager early. Max Martin producing that first Britney, album. Oops, I Did It Again. Okay. Not me sweating out my hair. No, not Oops, I Did It Again. The first one was Baby One More Time. And then we went to Oops, I Did It Again. Produced by the same. You have a big head, Kimberly. Yes, I do. And a big brain. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Okay. What else? Sorry, I'm just going back up here. Whitney and Clive Davis. Yo, you guys are so good. Yes. Yes, Whitney and Clive Davis. Not us just like going down. And if we want to go Whitney and Clive Davis, who we also have to go to? We got to go Mariah Tommy Mottola. It's giving patriarchy. I know. And it's not about the patriarchy of it. It's about the freaking, because men have the power, unfortunately, right? So anyways, Dion and Burt Bacharach. Okay. Oh my God, Nata's being in our pop music bag. Okay. What else? Let me get down to it. Okay. So yes. I said all that to say. It feels to me like Chlöe's interests are being sidelined. Okay. Oh, Aaliyah, Timbaland, and Missy. Oh, y'all. Oh, we're gonna be here all night. But dude, we could literally be here all night doing this, and I love that for me. Because I don't have to be any. Ooh, okay. Let's wrap this up in the next 30 minutes. But yes, Aaliyah originally with R. Kelly. Okay. But then when, that Aaliyah linking up with Timbaland and Missy, incredible. We can go Toni Braxton hooking up with LA and Babyface. Secrets? So, I said all that to say that what's missing here is not talent. All right. Okay, we're just gonna, we're just gonna keep Celine and Renee. Okay, we're just going on. Okay. So, in conclusion, we either need strong management, strong musical collaborators, or both. Because the dibbling and dabbling and moving around and whatever can work. But you have to have a strong sense of self and you have to have a strong vision. Okay, so for people who I do think the dibbling and dabbling works for, obviously top of the list is going to be Rihanna. And you know what I always say? Rihanna has the best ear in pop music. Picking hits is a skill. It's a skill that most people don't have. If picking hits were easy, everybody would do it. There's a reason why Rihanna has 14 number ones or whatever and can jump around. Okay. Strong Vision. I'm thinking Lady Gaga and those first 3 albums. Weird shit, you know? I'm thinking if we're gonna go more contemporary, Charlie XCX, who can do mainstream pop really easily, but was like, no, I just like doing weird shit. And then she was like, oh, actually, I want to do mainstream pop again. So she, came back and made a great electronic, dancey pop album. All right. Whew. You know that I'm obsessed with Ray of Light. Obviously, Madonna released Ray of Light when she was 40, but Madonna, William Orbit. Okay, we're done. I don't have a problem with the manufactured part of pop music. I love the cheesiest, corniest, most overproduced pop music. Like, I love it, but it has to slap. And when you can tell something is hyper-produced and it doesn't slap, it's embarrassing. And I feel like I had some of those cringeworthy moments on this album. I feel like the raw emotional space that Chlöe described being in the run-up to this album did not translate into the finished product. I think we could have had a much more compelling and potentially more commercially viable finished product if we would have left some of the patina off, if we could have made it less shiny. I saw Louis, who hosts the Pop Pantheon podcast, kind of talking about this on Twitter, about how young audiences now are drawn to more emotionalism. This is a of it all, right? Like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's just too much. But finally, I will say, let's get to the final thoughts portion of this. Oh. Do I not have... Oh, never mind then. The final thoughts portion of this. Okay. Chlöe was in a really hard spot from the very beginning. Her sister went off to, do this huge movie. She had to figure out something to do with herself. She's also talked about, splitting from her parents. Apparently there's something happening there, something happening there. I don't know exactly what. I have some guesses, but I don't really desire to guess in public. Going through, bad relationships, bad breakups. Also, being 23, 24, hard. You couldn't pay me to go back to being 23 or 24. It's just a hard time. A lot of pressure, a lot of angst, a lot of transitions. What we got ultimately from this album is a great preview for what could be. Maybe the potential will be fully realized in another project. Maybe it won't. But we have enough here to make you hopeful, make you excited, to still be invested in Chlöe as an artist. I can't really invest myself in the pieces that she presented. I can invest myself in my version of it. but not hers. But I can't invest myself in an artist who fucking works hard, because I love a hard worker, an artist who is ambitious, who is consistently iterating and improving. I can get on that train. And so I like seeing the little clips from her little tour come out, because you can feel, you can feel the progress, you can feel her climbing up the ladder. And, hope she gains some confidence, gains some experience, maybe seeks out some new management, and, come back stronger. And give us some good live performances. I think those live performances will take us to the next level here. Whew, that's all I had to say about that, you guys. It's been 2 hours. I'm tired. Okay. Chlöe just needs more time to cook. I don't think it's a time thing. I don't. I know y'all keep saying this. I don't think. I think it's an editing and taste thing. Cause like, I don't know. It just doesn't exactly make sense for me for people to keep saying time, when Chlöe and Halle were recording and writing and producing their own stuff for years. So it's not like you're new to the studio, or like, I don't know. Oh, Dua Lipa. Okay, I meant to say Dua Lipa. Because Dua Lipa, y'all know how much I love Future Nostalgia. It was a great album with a very good tour. And like, that's another example of, what do you want this album to sound like? Okay, you want it to sound like this? All right, let's put together 13 minus Boys Will Be Boys. 13 great songs that are in line with that. Shout out to Dua Lipa. The streets need you, Dua. Where are you? Come back. Okay. Oh, and I want to end this by saying that, Chlöe does seem like a very kind person. Like, very kind and gentle and sweet. And so that does make you want to root for her. I don't give participation trophies for stuff that I don't feel is interesting or innovative. So I can't give a participation trophy to this album, but I can certainly say the way that she comports herself in public makes you want to root for her. Whew. Taylor. Yep, Taylor and Jack Antonoff for sure. Lana, Jack Antonoff and everybody, really. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap this up soon. Live performances will take her far because she's up there with Doja Cat and Normani as the best performers. Doja Cat is here. I'm going to be honest with you. Doja Cat is here. And Chlöe and Normani are, so, I'm uncomfortable with people because Doja is great. Freaking great. Um, and both Normani and Chlöe have the capacity to be great, but we haven't seen it realized. Whew. I might go to the Chlöe concert. I don't understand her brand as an artist. Yeah. Are you going to watch her movie Praise This? Maybe. Okay. I'm just going back up here, you guys. Okay, what's going on? J. Cole doesn't stand by his artists. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be the last thing because I forgot to talk about this. And live stream for 2.5 hours is hard for me. I'm getting tired, you know. It's hard being this animated for 2 hours. But I will say about the J. Cole thing. Ari Lennox. Oh, and you know, I said I was gonna do like a little mini review of ASL. I have so many things that I want to talk about, but I haven't. But Ari Lennox is another artist who really knows who she is, who understands her voice, is an incredible songwriter. I think ASL is a pretty uneven album. I would probably give ASL 7.5 out of 10, but it's buoyed because of Ari's just funny, quirky, weird, hyper-specific lyrics, you know, her songwriting and her voice and the way that she knows how to pair it with production. But what we see with Ari is her not seeming to enjoy the process of like being an artist because of the business stuff, because of the label stuff, you know? Like, another reason why we can be so empathetic and understanding of Chlöe is because it's just hard for like Black women, you know, unambiguously Black women in music. Like, it's just hard. It's hard. If you don't have people who are 10 toes down, right? Like Summer Walker in her weirdo self, LVRN, they are riding for Summer, right? They are riding for Summer and her weirdo self. And you see it. If you don't have that, it's going to be so hard and miserable for you. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? All right. We're done. Wow. That was a lot. I am tired. I am glad that I got to spend this time with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I keep saying I'm going to go back to being a content creator. I am. I'm trying to do it, but it's hard, you know? My life is so full right now, you know, just juggling so many things. So leave your content requests down below. I'm gonna try. I really am. But you know, now it's spring, you know. I'm such a summer girl. But anyways, let me know what you would like for me to make a video about. in the comments down below. Hit me up on social media. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. What else do I have? Nothing. Ooh, join the newsletter. There's all sorts of random content up on the newsletter. There is some new merch stuff up on shopknf.com. Also redesigned the main merch website, shopknf.com. Listen to my version of the album, which is good. And I don't know, email me. Girl, I'm tired. Bye. No, seriously.